Ito pa, isang brilliant legal luminary at definitely marami tayong malalaman. This could be a very enlightening discussion. With us this morning is Representative Gerville Jinky Luistro, 2nd District ng Batangas. Isa po yan sa mga muog ng mga committee hearings sa lower house. Representative Jinky, good morning po. Si Peter at Rica dito sa Balitapatan. Nako, wala ulit.
Morning.
Good
morning.
Good
Peter
morning.
and Rica, and good morning sa lahat po ng mga sumusubaybay ng Balitapatan.
Ayun!
Good morning, Congresswoman.
Naku, kainaman talaga pag kayo nakikita namin. Bakit po kayo naka-block? Kayo ba
Nagduluksa.
No, wala namang relevance at all yung kulay ng suot natin to what is happening, no?
Let's start, Congresswoman, dito po sa nangyari. This is very clearly a house divided, eka nga, in a manner of speaking. Iba po ang naging pasya ng Senado sa inaasahan ng Kamara. How do you now assess where each branch of the legislative body is concerned?
Well, actually, Peter, this is really what the separation of power principle and the check and balance principle mean, no? Ito yung pinatutungkulan ng isa sa mga fundamental principle ng isang democratic government. The principle of check and balance, may sariling kapangyarihan ang Congress, ang lower house vis-a-vis the upper house, in the same way na may sarili ring kapangyarihan ang Supreme Court, being the one with the sole power to interpret the laws. Lahat ng napanood natin since we filed the impeachment complaint on February 5 shows the respective power of the Congress, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. At yung kahapon, very enlightening actually yung exchange of arguments, most especially si Senator Tito Soto and Senator Marcoleta. But of course, pagaman we acknowledge the principle of separation of power, we acknowledge the principle of check and balances, no? We maintain our position in the House of Representatives. We followed the Constitution. We did not violate the one-year bar rule. However, at the end of the day, we always acknowledge that the final arbiter in terms of the interpretation of laws, conflicting issues and positions is no less than the highest tribunal, and that is the Supreme Court. And it is on this light as well na ang position namin ngayon, sana prior to their vote kahapon, hinintay na lang ang resolution ng Supreme Court with respect to the motion for reconsideration. I humbly believe that the Supreme Court in several occasions can reverse itself, at ito naman ay na-highlight na rin ng mga senador na tumayo kahapon doon sa gallery. That includes Senator Risa Ontiveros. And let us be reminded, that is the very reason kung bakit may remedy of appeal, kung bakit may remedy of motion for reconsideration. That is to give chance to the court, including the highest court, to revisit its decision and to see the possibility of modifying or even reversing itself. But at the end of the day, Peter, Rica, kung ano man ang magiging decision ng Supreme Court with respect to the motion for reconsideration, as a civil society, we believe in the rule of law. It is the humble submission of this representation. We really need to follow kung ano man ang magiging desisyon ng Korte Suprema.
Pero hindi po ba yun ang namutawi sa mga labi noong 15 na bumoto, no? Ang sinasabi nila, we have to respect the decision of the Supreme Court. We should be law-abiding. We should defend the Constitution. Pero mukhang ang lumalabas po sabi nga ni Alan Peter Cayetano, the fact na in-archive yan, it's virtually dead. Di ibig sabihin po talagang ina-admit na, in effect, ina-admit ng Senado na nagkulang ang lower house. Or, sabi nga ni Marcoleta, hindi nga tama yung sinaing. Oo, hilaw na hilaw. And that's coming from one of your own in the 19th Congress.
Alam mo, Peter, since the filing of the impeachment complaint back in February 5, no? 2025, ito na yung position na naririnig natin from the senators and even from now Senator Rodante Marcoleta, no? Bagaman he was a member of the House of Representatives during that time, yan na rin yung position niya eh. So actually yung nakita naming boto nila kahapon during their debate on the motion to dismiss, it is no surprise to us because we've seen that already as early as the time of filing last February 5 of 2025, no? Consistent naman sila sa position nila. They, at the onset, question kaagad nila yung possible violation ng one-year bar rule, no? Na hindi na-refer immediately itong first 3 complaints. But we have explained it thoroughly in our motion for reconsideration. Wala pong violation ng House of Representatives. And I believe also that the facts must be revisited as well, no? So, Peter, yung boto ng mga senador kahapon, it is no surprise to us. For me, actually, I anticipated that, no? But we are not losing our hope because the Supreme Court is still there. We have a motion for reconsideration. And we believe that we have completely addressed all the differences in facts and arguments in our motion for reconsideration. So I hope to see a modification or a reversal in the decision of the Supreme Court in our motion for reconsideration.
Kong Jinky, ang kinalulungkot ko dito ay ang pinag-aawayan ay mga teknikalidad lamang. Parang nakalimutan na ang pinagmula ng lahat ng mga ito ay ang paghahanap ng accountability doon sa nawalang pera. Yung pagsisimula ng proseso para hanapin ang nawawalang pera. Pero dahil nga po nalunod tayo sa teknikalidad, ano po ang susunod na mangyayari doon sa investigasyon natin on where the money went to?
Well, kanina ini-interview nyo si Attorney Christian Monsod, no?
Yes po.
Ganito kasi, Rika, yun eh. It is very basic in the study of law. When the law is clear, you apply it. If there's ambiguity, you interpret it. How you interpret? You check the transcript of the law when the same was passed. At swerte tayo because today, we can still ask the very framers of the 1987 Constitution, no? In my personal appreciation, kung ano man ang meaning ng letters or ng spirit ng 1987 Constitution, wala nang mas dudunong pa sa mga taong sumulat nito. I've been listening to Attorney Christian Monsod. I've been listening to Attorney Rene Sarmiento. I've been listening to retired Justice Ascuna. And I wish to opine na yung statements nila, yung opinions nila should be taken with much weight because these are the very people who wrote the 1987 Constitution. Pagaman ako, wala akong nakikitang ambiguity dun sa Constitution. As a matter of fact, klarong-klaro, you need not interpret the same. Pero since there are varying opinions, iba ang sinasabi ng House, iba ang sinasabi ng Senado, iba ang sinasabi ng retired justices, the situation called for the statement or opinion of the framers of the Constitution. Nagsalita na eh. Even they believe that the impeachment case must be heard. No? So, I hope magkaroon ng pagbabago sa desisyon ng Supreme Court because otherwise, kung wala, if they will be affirming their decision in spite of our MR, well, I believe this is another consequence of us being a civil society governed by the rule of law, and the Constitution itself mandated the Supreme Court to be the final arbiter of all these conflicting positions and issues, no?
Yeah.
Ito naman po ay even the House leadership already articulated. We are not defying the Supreme Court. This is a duty that was given to us by the Constitution as well as the branch of the government which has the exclusive power to initiate all impeachment cases. And we're standing by that mandate of the Constitution until the motion for reconsideration is finally resolved by the Honorable Supreme Court.
Ayan. Very good. And as a final note, Congresswoman Jinky, meron mga nagsabi na this is a case of overreach by the Supreme Court. But I will not ask you that question because that may be very awkward to answer. Let me just focus on yung paulit-ulit na sinasabi ng nila Senator Risa and Senator Tito kahapon na there are in fact grievous factual errors in the decision of the Supreme Court. Is that part of your motion for reconsideration, ma'am?
The least I can say, Peter, no, because this is sub judice already, no? Because the MR is already pending resolution of the Honorable Supreme Court. We address completely all we believe are differences in facts and differences in arguments, which we saw in the decision of the Supreme Court. We completely addressed everything in our motion for reconsideration. I believe that I am not at liberty to discuss the same in detail because of the sub judice rule. But yes, we completely address all the issues in the motion for reconsideration.
We hear you, we feel you. Thank you very much, Congresswoman Jinky. At tututukan natin ito dahil I think ang feeling ng iba is, anong nangyayari? Bakit everybody's against us? Yung mga gustong maituloy na once and for all itong impeachment trial or at least yung malaman man lang saan napunta yung mga pera. Oo, ganun lang po kababaw naman yung aming kaligayahan. Thank you,
Yes,
Congresswoman.
Peter, I understand the sentiment of the people and even us in the prosecution team. Narinig ko din ito kahapon kay Senator Tito Soto. This is not about the Vice President anymore. This is about preserving the mandate of the sovereign people. And we maintain our stand that the second mode of filing an impeachment The one which is filed by at least one-third, verified before the Secretary General, gives the people the easiest and the fastest way of filing an impeachment complaint. And that is in recognition of the sovereign power of the Filipino people. Ito po'y kapangyarihan na ipinagkaloob ng saligang batas sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino.
Yes. Power to the people. Thank you very much,
Thank you for your
Congresswoman.
time, Con Jinky.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Rica. At salamat po sa lahat ng mga viewers and listeners.
All right, Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, 2nd District, Batangas.